Oh, okay. I'm just gonna stop, so thank you. How are you? Being a new dad, tired?
He just started sleeping about 6 hours, so I get him up in 6 hours.
Hey, that's not bad.
It's actually not bad for 2 One day
We do have the live stream going and we have a quorum, so we're welcome to start anytime. Have people sitting out there that way if someone else shows up. Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Yep. I didn't crash it.
Oh, I don't know that you want to use that on glasses. Oh. Oh, David has one. Yeah.
Keep it. All right, you're good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I knew you came here tonight. Thank you so much. All right, Teresa, ready?
Yeah.
Thank you, darling. The Brownfield Redevelopment Authority will now come to order May the 8th, 2025. Teresa, roll call.
Mary Alice Adams.
Present.
Satana Warren.
Present.
Ivy Chandler. Emma Kennard. Miguel Clark.
Here.
James Childs. Emma Hall.
Here. This is to the board members. I was wondering if any of you have to leave early because Teresa said we have a lot to vote on. And so it's a long agenda today, and I could change the agenda. Anybody have to leave early? Okay. Hearing none, Teresa, we will stay with this agenda. Review of minutes of April 10th. We need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Are there any concerns, questions concerning the members? Concerns or questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Satana Warren.
Yes.
Mary Alice Adams.
Yes.
Ivy Chandler.
Yes.
Miguel Clark.
Yes.
Emma Kennard.
Yes.
Emma Hall.
Yes,
Minutes are approved, 6-0.
thank you. Communications?
If I could mention a couple things that aren't on there, I did receive word back. Last month, there was some discussion about quorum and how many we had because we have 2 vacancies right now. And we have James Childs joining us at 4:08. There should be an extra packet somewhere. No, a full packet. Thank you, Miguel. So I had mentioned last month, I thought that we needed a majority of those acting in service, which is 7, even though it's a 9-member board. There was some concern, so you did not take further action. The clerk reached out to the city's legal counsel since there was some uncertainty, and I'm just going to read her response back. I concur with the opinion of Teresa Searles on the BRA quorum issue. The BRA currently has 7 appointed and acting board members, which is lawful under the BRA's bylaws and the statute governing board size for BRAs. Specifically, MCL 125.26551E allows BRA boards to range in size from 5 to 9 members. With 7 appointed and acting members, the quorum for conducting business is 4 members, and to pass a motion, 3 of those 4 members would need to vote in favor. A vote by 3 BRA members to pass a motion would be a lawful passage or adoption of any motion or action by the BRA with 4 members in attendance. MCL 125.2655 also states in Section 8, a majority of the members of the board appointed and serving shall constitute a quorum. Action may be taken by the board at a meeting upon a vote of the majority of the members present. The BRA may meet and take action with a minimum of 4 members present, and 3 of those members would need to vote in favor of any action.
Thank you.
The other item is I did receive a call from Ms. Keena King. She's not on the agenda, but she does intend to speak during public comment, so I'm just informing the board of that call.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Thank you.
I'd like.
You say you have 2 vacancies.
Correct. It's a 9-member board. We currently have 2 vacancies, so we have 7 active members.
Where are the 2 vacancies? Which seats? Where? Are you allowed to tell us?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
You got, on this board here, you got 2 vacancies.
Correct.
One is Sam
Yeah, Sam Hudson.
Hudson.
The previous one has been vacant for quite some time. I can't recall.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So those applications are open. They're available on the city website. If you know of anyone that is willing to serve, that has experience, please direct them to the website.
And you gotta stay in the city of Ben Harbor, correct?
That's my understanding. You need to live within the city limits. I can confirm on that. Alex, I don't know if you know.
All of the boards or commissions.
There are a couple of them in there.
Like the housing.
Planning.
Yeah, 'cause I know they got somebody on the housing.
Madam Chair. No, but, thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to make sure that I heard you clearly, and that was that the city attorney,
Correct.
okay, constituted if 7 is all we were functioning with until we get the 3, would be the majority of a,
This stems from last month. We had 4 members.
right.
And the board was uncertain whether they could take action. So
Right.
this is confirming to let you know that since you only have 7 serving,
Right.
4 would be a
4
majority.
Right.
So if you have
right.
4 members
Okay.
present and then 3 of those 4
Okay.
vote in favor, then that constitutes.
Okay, and just
positive
very
action.
quickly, history matters, and everything within the Brownfield board members have been dismantled since emergency management.
Commissioner Adam, any other questions?
Are we ready to move on for the next communications item? So just an update, last month, the board did want me to speak with Yolandi Watson. She spoke during public comment regarding her property at 922 Pipestone and wanting some assessment. I've had a couple different conversations with her. She's in the process of filling out the project application. I haven't received that back yet, so that communication is ongoing. And then the next item, I would like to introduce David Stedjink. That's Fishbeck's manager of Brownfield Services. Most of you met him during the interview with Fishbeck, so he has been here before. I will be on vacation next month. It's my daughter's birthday, so I will be out of town. So David will be running that meeting in my absence, so I thought it was best for him to join me tonight. You guys can all have a chance to meet him, and he can see the administrative side of how we run the meetings.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So that means he has to bring the rest of us a cloth for our questions. Yeah.
Apparently, that's what that means. The next item is the proposed meeting calendar. This board typically meets the second Thursday of every month at 4 p.m., but we have not had an approved board calendar. There was a request to approve this. Typically, in the past, the board has historically not met in November and December, so this is prepared that way. I did also want to mention the August meeting is during the National Brownfield Conference in Chicago, so just wanted you to be aware of that.
How many do we have going to the national meeting?
Right now, we don't have any. We do have a form that they can fill out, whoever requests that they want to go, and the Brownfield Authority has funds that can cover that.
We're on this discussion now.
No, I'm asking how many. You wanna go, no, stop talking, I'm just asking how you wanna go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, if that's the case, the 7, we only have 3 left. You'll be going to, will you be going to?
I believe so.
Okay, so maybe the board might want to switch that meeting and pick up it somewhere else, the August meeting, because you won't be here. Or either we can just vote the calendar and just say that there won't be meeting at that
So
time.
you have some options. You can vote the calendar as is, and as that gets closer, if you don't have agenda items, you could cancel it. You could choose to change the date. You could choose to change the date now.
The board, Commissioner?
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. I just think that, that it could be canceled, and if anything
We know.
comes up of value, we can always have a special meeting.
Right.
But other than that, that would give us enough time to put together some type of presentation for the city of what we all gathered from the conference.
This is, and then,
Yes. One of the things I was seeing that you never know when those 2 positions will be filled, you know, those 2 seats. And so they might have enough for one. Yes. Okay.
it's a possibility. Very good thought. Okay, thank you.
Well, we need a motion on.
Oh, I need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second,
Second.
motion by Commissioner Adams, second by Commissioner Clark.
We ready for a roll call?
Roll call.
Mary Alice Adams,
Yes.
Satana Warren,
Is this the proposed calendar?
yes.
Madam Chair, she had stepped out of the room and she is unaware that we changed or eliminated August. We're leaving August? Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes.
Ivy Chandler,
Yes.
Miguel Clark,
Yes.
Emma Kennard,
Yes.
James Childs,
Yes.
Emma Hall.
Yes, thank you.
The calendar is approved as presented, 7-0. The next update is a US EPA Region 5 update. A couple things I wanted to mention here. As you know, the city of Benton Harbor did submit a Brownfield Assessment Grant application. Those are still in review. Region 5 said they received the most applications out of any of the 10 regions. So we knew it was going to be competitive, and maybe this year even more so. They're still indicating they intend to make a decision in May, which we're here in May. I checked yesterday, I didn't see anything. So as soon as we hear, I will let you know. The other thing I wanted to mention, which we've already alluded to, is that registration is now open for the National Brownfields Conference. It is held in Chicago this year. They move from location to location across the country, so it's kind of nice that we have one pretty close. And local government registration fee is $275 per person. So we do have that form that they can fill out. I can send that out to all of the board, and then whoever's interested can return that back. I don't know if you want to take action now on approving board members or wait until those applications are received.
Motion to approve.
Okay, what would you like to approve? Do you want to state
Motion to
a
approve
certain number?
the
or
registration for those members that are choosing to go to the conference.
Okay, so up to all 7. Okay. Just a minute. Okay, so I had a motion from Adams. Miguel, you seconded? Okay.
And on that note, while you're on that, this is something different. Usually with the per diem, if you're going to a place that the per diem is higher than it is here, if a hot dog here is $10 and in Chicago it's $30, then check out and see if we can use per diem of where they're going to. Just check it and bring it back. We have plenty of time.
Okay. I will bring back, I'll make sure David has that information. We have that all spelled out in that policy, I believe.
Madam Chair, does that include stay? No. I'm asking overall, in spite of the registration itself being $275 per person, does that cover overnight stay?
Oh, it's a week.
I mean,
It has to.
Yeah. I mean, but is that something, though, that we need to be approving? Okay.
We do have a motion on the floor. It would be my recommendation that right now, your motion is to approve that many board members to register. Next month, I'll bring that policy forward. Well, I'll make sure David has it. You guys can discuss, per diems or things like that.
Call for the question.
Roll call, please.
So clarifying, this motion is to approve up to 7 board members to attend the conference. Mary Alice Adams,
Yes.
Satana Warren,
Yes.
Ivy Chandler,
Yes.
Miguel Clark,
Yes.
Emma Kennard,
Yes.
James Child,
Yes.
Emma Hall. Motion carries
Yes.
7-0.
Okay. This. Oh,
Certainly, thank you. As you know, we've been for some time working on a demolition program to get rid of a lot of the vacant and fire damaged buildings and so forth around the city. We finally put a package together of, I believe it was 15 buildings and put it out, having no idea for sure how the bids would come in. We had approximately $350,000, so when the bids came in, we received 5 bids. The highest one was $1.1 million, and the lowest ones were about $500,000. We took the $514,000 bid. But because we only had $300,000, we had to pare off some of the buildings to fit the money that we had. We'd like to demolish those other 5 buildings also while we got this contractor already here and working and already have a bid price on it, which is reasonable. I'll just kind of remind you that 2 years ago, we bid 5 houses. Each one of them came in about $50,000 each. One of them was $80,000. And in part, that had to do with the fact that the way they were being bid, they were going to just tear them down, as it were, and take them all to a Class 3 landfill, which is extremely high. By getting the bid up this large, we got professional demolition contractors that bring in subcontractors to remove the asbestos and that kind of stuff so they can take it to a regular fill. So we got some really decent bid prices, but we, as I said, are about $170,000 short. I would also mention that on these houses, they are also the ones that SHPO, when they did their review, requires us to have an archaeological expert in Indian remains and that kind of thing. Have to have one on site when they start to disturb the ground. And that's one of the things also that's part of this that we're dealing with.
Thank you, City Manager Little. Okay, we'd like a motion to approve.
So just to clarify the
Well, as
request,
discussion after we get the motion. And the second, then you have all your discussion, you can vote it up or vote it down. Motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Need a second?
can we be a little more specific?
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Support.
Now, discussions.
Discussion.
Commissioner Adams.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Okay, so my question would be to Mr. Little. Are any of these houses, see, because I'm reminded of the last 8 years or a couple more that I spent as co-chair fighting for some of these properties to keep from going into foreclosure with other people from across the country purchasing them to where they just sit and need exactly what you're requesting demolition for. My question is that we finally started obtaining these properties, and I sent a list to everybody that you should have gotten, including you, Mr. Little, and I apologize because at a previous meeting, committee meeting, I know you're busy. You've been very busy. Ben Harbor, we have a lot going on, and it's looking better and better every day. And it must continue. My question becomes, we're purchasing these properties, and SHPO does their part, preservation, historical preservation or what have you. At what point are we rehabbing to put these homes back on the tax roll to allow some homeowners, some home ownership? And that was the purpose that I actually sent that list. Are any of those properties that are being torn down on this list?
I don't believe so. These are all city-owned, and they're all beyond,
Well-
they're all beyond rehabbing. A lot
Okay.
of them have even been fire damaged.
Okay, so I know that the ones that we got from the county, I just hope that we can do something to work together. And I would also like to know if, in fact, some of this that needs to be, some of it has already been demoed. There was a fire of a young lady a couple of years ago that's been riding our back for probably every bit of 15 years, I know factually, up here on the corner of, what is that, Highland and McCord. The house caught fire, set this young lady's house on fire. She really takes care, as a taxpayer, takes really good care of her property. I'm really hoping that this is part of it, and if not, it needs to be added. But she's waited too long.
I don't think that one is, but it is one that we're looking at to try and see if we can get to it at some point. We do have a couple like that in this package. One was, I think, 1164 Union. That was just a basement there with burnt wood and stuff on top of it. Another one is right off of Fair Avenue where there was a pile of somebody tore one down
Okay.
basement and didn't remove it. That one's
Okay.
one of them.
So, my question becomes, and Mr. Little is already aware of this, I have been approached by a large investor that wants to help Benton Harbor get these homes rehabbed and put back on the tax roll, to help with our city services, to help add to the general fund, to help the water, customers building on our city's general fund, that we may have more services or better services. When our trucks and stuff break down, the taxpayers that are already here that has brought the city thus far should not have to be the ones continuing to carry the brunt. If we have an opportunity for some others to come in and help us, we need to be making and putting together some type of contract. So my ask is, if we could add something within this right here that you're requesting of the Brownfield, to enter into some type of agreement for the rest of those properties. And if we don't start immediately on some of these properties, then they would revert back. But this is the type of thing that the Brownfield was designed for, redevelopment. We're not asking for any money. We have it, and we're ready to spend it on a good cause.
So is that a separate consideration outside of these?
I'm hoping that we can add it into this, because when we do things like demolishing, we usually have a redevelopment plan, which is the plan, like Mr. Clovis's property down here on Main Street that we did. It allowed us to just tear it down and prepare it for redevelopment, and that's what we wanted to do with these properties as well.
And that's exactly what we are doing with them. As a matter of fact, in addition to these that are being cleared so that they can be used, we'll also be assembling other properties so that we can get larger tracts that will be more attractive to a developer. It's kind of hard to get a developer to put a new house in the middle of stuff on both, but if you can clear areas out and make them available. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We'll be putting packages together to encourage developers to come in with certain tax incentives and benefits that'll be available as part of it, along with sites and the whole works. So that's a part of the overall plan anyway.
Can we discuss that further then, later?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Very good, thank you.
So
And-
we only have the floor to approve $170,000 out of the LBRF funds.
We're in discussion now. Anyone else have any? Oh.
Not at this time. We don't have a developer ready to go on it, but they're part of the plan for it. Yes.
Anyone else? Oh, Camille Clark?
What is the time frame where to get this to tear down these houses?
Time frame is almost immediate. The contractor is working in town right now. Last week, they tore down 1101 Union, 1164 Union. Day before yesterday, I stopped to look at what they were doing on the corner of Superior and Emory. That's torn down and backfilled and moving forward. They're going through the list of 10 units that were there originally, and I want to be able to add these to them, so while they're here with their equipment, and they'll still honor the bid price they put here, they'll just continue until they're all done.
Chair,
What, Miguel? Are you
right
finished?
here, right
Thank you.
here. Yeah, the properties, were they foreclosed or what? What happened?
They were foreclosed properties that the city acquired through that process.
Commissioner,
Thank you, Madam. I thought whenever we go forth with any of the projects they come to us for, that there has to be a plan in place for the properties. Is this something that is going to be torn down without a plan already set for these properties?
The plan is to clear and assemble the properties so that we can in fact use them.
I mean, do you have someone that is already up to purchase those?
Not these specific ones, but we're working with developers who are looking at different sites all over the city.
Well, that
And
was
the
the
more
one.
we clear this kind of stuff and have them available, the more attractive we're able to make the city for 'em.
Okay, well, the one thing that I thought that Brownfield was, that whenever there's property that we are supporting, they have to have forth a definite person would have a plan for developing that already, the drawing or whatever, the specifics of what is going to be placed there.
If we were asking for tax increment financing, I would say you're 100% right. That's what it should be. But this isn't tax increment financing. It's not a loan.
Teresa? Thank you, Teresa.
No.
I have another.
These lots, like all of the lots that the city have, will be available for redevelopment. If somebody comes and they have a plan and they can show they've got the resources to do it and what they need is a site, we will work with them, put together a development plan, have them commit to what it is they're going to do and what time frame they're going to do it in, and then we'll make them available to them.
There's normally or usually or at some point in the city, if there was a vacant lot adjacent or next to your property, that particular homeowner would have first option to purchase that lot. Is that the case?
No, it's not. We're trying to rebuild the city's housing stock, the city's tax base, and the city's population, and that's priority. We don't really, I mean, the benefit to the city is very limited to just have empty property.
Okay. Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair. I mean, but this is to help others to understand too, because after listening to everybody and listening to Mr. Little and sitting on the planning and zoning and working on the master plan, is beginning to make sense, and I'm able to see it in my mind long-term of what we're actually trying to do, because we're changing the way we build for those that are getting older in the community, something smaller, to where we can utilize some of the empty lot spaces for parking for those that depending on the build itself, but I can actually see it now, and I can fully support this, and that is what we are supposed to do. Prepare the property for redevelopment, for any developer that has an interest in.
And if I might just remind
Commissioner
you,
Adams,
it's been
thank you.
some time ago, but remember I sent to all of you a copy of the preliminary housing plan that University of Michigan came over and developed for us. And part of that plan, it showed what we're trying to do in terms of these lots and how they can be utilized, what size houses can be put on them, ancillary housing units, and so forth. Just kind of remind you so you can pull that and take a look at it. And if you like, I'll send you another one if you need it.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Maybe Bree. So you say they gotta come to you and tell you their idea, like what they plan on doing in a time frame. We got a lot on the city. For the city got a lot that's been sitting up with nothing done to it for years.
We have about 400 of them that are like that. And that's why we're working on putting a plan together now that will start to effectively utilizing them to the benefit of the city and to accomplish the city's purposes. I might add, having been around here a long time, we got some lots that we've had 5 and 6 times because they were put in people's hands. They were going to do this and do that. It never happened. They didn't pay the taxes. They didn't cut the grass. Foreclosed, came back to us again. Somebody gave them, went back through it again. That's happened. I know of some that have done that.
Yeah, I was just, 'cause I know some developer want to buy some lots now that stay in the Benhart who got the money. So that's why I brought that up. Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel. All right, Teresa.
Go to the specifics of what that looks like, so you can consider that.
What-
And wait until next month if you want to amend this. We have an agreement in place that we could prepare to have ready next month for consideration. The project you most recently used LBRF funds was done on on releasing the funds.
Madam Chair.
If I might
Chair.
offer one.
Just a moment. City Manager.
Someone asked earlier about how soon we could do this. As I said, that demolition contractors in town now going from site to site to site. If we're going to benefit from this, we're going to have to be able to tell them, we're ready, just add these to it, and as soon as you finish, we'll pay for them. So
Commissioner.
putting it off a month may present a problem.
Commissioner Adams.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I actually agree, ASAP, but my question becomes, and I forgot, because I heard our consultant here mention some other, are those add-on prices to the 175 that I heard you mention, or all of that is included?
The 170 is the total.
For everything? Then I'd make a motion.
We already did.
Oh, I'm sorry, Madam Chair.
Okay, roll call.
Madam Chair.
Oh, Commissioner.
Kennard. Thank you. What I'd like to say is that too many times when we have projects or ideas or plans, there's very few of our locals that is included. And I've heard complaints that come with that the locals don't seem to be getting the opportunity to be worked with in order to get some work with putting together the plan of what they have for downtown or wherever. But I'd like to see that more inclusion of our locals to be involved with things like this too. And we'd like to sort of see a little bit of us included to see which ones that you're turning away. Thank you.
Okay, here none, roll call.
sounds like that was where some of the discussion was.
I would make a
That's-
motion
that's
for
right.
staff to release the funds upon
Immediately.
request immediately
Yes.
for the demolition of the, how many? Five properties with the city of Benton Harbor.
Yes.
And how, Commissioner? Needed to be mindful of how funds are released.
That I had authorization to finalize that
Yes.
agreement and direct the finance director.
Right.
So, Member Adams amended her motion to include finalizing or having staff finalize the agreement
For
to
immediate
those
release
funds
of the
immediately.
Yeah.
We need a
Demolition
second.
of the five
Member
city-owned.
Warren, we had support.
Yep,
You had
support.
support. Correct. Great.
Roll call?
Yes.
Yes.
Clark. Emma Kennard.
Yes.
James Child.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is considered.
That's just information to you.
They did request action and signature by the chair.
Okay. All right. We need a motion.
We have to.
Yeah, motion.
Motion first.
Then a
for
second.
discussion.
For discussion, yeah.
Make a motion to
Yeah.
approve.
Need a second?
Second.
All right, thank you.
Point of clarification, does that motion include authorizing the chair to sign?
Yes.
All right. Commissioner Adams?
Okay, so we had this discussion last month. And there was sending out an RFP.
Yes.
For a professional Brownfield, specifically Brownfield Authority Board attorney. So my question is, we had the city's attorney to look at something. Did that cost us? Okay, that was one question. It's going to be followed up by, does that attorney have Brownfield Authority Board experience that works for the city?
Teresa?
No.
Your second question
Nope.
was,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, no, I was speaking of the city
Yes.
attorney.
So to my understanding, that did not cost the Brownfield
Okay.
Authority anything. At least I have not received word of that.
Okay,
I can't speak to whether she has Brownfield experience.
Okay.
But there is separate legal representation for the city as a whole.
Okay.
as for this.
okay, see, that's where, and that's exactly what brought that question up, because when Mr. Little joins in our meetings, this is the Brownfield Authority, and we have authority to make decisions, not the arm of the Economic Development Department. They're totally separate. So if we are working together as a city, then it seems like something else should be happening here that would save us some money instead of everything constantly costing us. And that's it. I'm just trying to figure out how we can weigh and measure to save somewhere.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
it wouldn't hurt to ask if, in fact, that attorney, which was supposed to be temporary, so I'm not sure where that is, but if something happens to where the city commission starts seeking representation, that they would look into someone having that experience as an attorney.
Thank you,
Whatever
Commissioner
say.
Adams. Chandler, Commissioner Chandler, you have something?
It indicates in the letter that he will charge a standard hourly rate for services which the Brownfield Authority is reimbursed by developers, which is $650 an hour. So I guess my question would be, how much of that work generally is by those developers, where we would be paying $650 an hour, as opposed to the regular brownfield work that'll cost us $250 an hour?
When,
Still on discussion.
does this is an actual contract that we're entering, and for how long?
So we decide not to.
Oh, okay, good.
Whether we need, this would be a monthly payment, whether we need certain things done or not, they get paid still.
Whenever he works by the hour. Teresa?
It will be as needed, so you're only charged if he's requested. Typically, we do have him review any of your contract agreements. Recently, there were some questions regarding statutory uses of LBRF funds, so he reviewed some documents there. So there's not.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Yes.
Mary Alice Adams,
Yes.
Ike Chandler, Miguel Clark,
Yes.
Emma Kennard,
No.
James Childs,
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. This portion is open for city comments. Step to the podium, state your name and address, and make your comments. This portion is open for city comments, public comments.
And my address.
Teresa? Commissioner Adams?
Do we need to make a motion? Okay. I want to make a motion that we approve the release of those funds so that they can get something completed, because we have a lot of work going on at the Harbor Tower, as well as work about to start on one of the other developments off Fair, I think, and to allow some people to be able to have a nice, decent place to stay, that's a start. So
Just
I
a
make a
moment.
motion to approve.
Just a moment. Teresa, you already have a motion. She has to make a motion to amend the motion that we have to release.
Oh.
Well, we have an agreement. This
Yes.
motion is to amend the agreement.
Yeah, it's to amend.
Right.
Yeah. Want to amend it? Yes, okay. We need a second? Okay. Commissioner Kennard?
Yes.
Discussions, concerns?
I have a question. What is the amount of the additional receipts you've submitted since your initial submission of receipts? Congratulations on your occupancies, too.
Thank you. Commissioner Kennard?
I did go over to take a look at the apartments, and I was quite impressed. It was just really beautiful. They've taken a lot of time and patience in putting it together. And I know whoever get those spaces will be really happy. It's on the upscale, you got cameras in there, you got the music in the walls. It's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's upscale. So you guys have done a beautiful job. Thank you.
Commissioner Childs?
I
Thank you,
also,
Commissioner Kennard.
I also had an opportunity to visit, and I was definitely impressed. And it's meeting the goals of the city to help with housing. But Teresa said that the balance of that 150,000 would be released when they have occupancy or finish the program. When you say that, because there are some properties finished, and there are some that are yet, work is still going on. So where are we at on that? In reference to releasing the money, because there are some properties that are complete.
Me?
I'm not quite sure what the question is, and I guess.
The question is, you said that the balance of the $150,000 would be released when properties are finished.
That's how the current agreement.
Right. Well, there are some properties that are finished. So how does that?
Just a moment, just a moment. He's finished. Okay.
Now, do you understand that?
Teresa?
So we understood the first 705 East High Street, that was the.
We amended it.
That was finished, and that's why the board chose to take action for release on that first 75. The way it's currently written, the current motion on the floor is choosing to amend, but what's currently in place says when the entire project is a 4 or 5 property.
Exactly. That's what.
705, 1064, 362 High Street.
Madam Chair.
Okay.
So we can choose to amend that. We need to make sure there is some
Well-
way to measure community benefit, which you did talk about occupancy, and she has occupancy now. The one point that I need clarified is it's currently as a basis. So she would incur the. We can choose to release basis, and you have the additional, I guess it would be 70.
You understand what she's saying?
Acquisition, it's not, we didn't have blighted dezgnation, so we won't include the acquisition, but anything else to redevelop the houses, we can include.
Okay, that was part of the 381.
Yes, if you have the blighted status, which we would have to have the assessor designate.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Now, Commissioner Adams?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So just for clarity, that Reverend Childs confused me on, there were several properties in agreement as one for $175,000 to help these young people keep their investment moving, to get these homes up and operational. We have tariffs going on over the world where wood and other, equipment and stuff are sitting out in the ocean, and the price of everything is going through everybody's roof. So to allow them to continue with the work that needs to be finished even up after what they've already completed, they don't want to stop now. And I see them working. And wood and everything is up, so I just make the amendment to release the rest of the funds.
Okay.
That's it, that's all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Teresa?
Are we ready for
Roll call.
Satana Warren,
Yes.
Alice Adams,
Yes.
Ivy Chandler,
Yes.
Miguel Clark,
Yes.
Yes.
James Childs,
Yes.
Yes.
Madam Chairperson, when you asked the question earlier about if anybody had to leave early, I don't think you saw my hand, but I will have to about 5 to 10. So if there's anything else that needs me, you could, hopefully we could go ahead and handle it. I need to leave in about
Yes,
15
yes,
minutes.
okay, thank you.
Does any of them include Mr. Little? Or those should be the ones that or all of them?
Any more people, public comments? Hearing none. This portion of public comments are closed. Other agenda item.
Manager wanted to speak to any of the project discussions.
Yes. Make a motion. Yes. You want to move that to do it now?
I don't think I necessarily need to. We pretty much covered most of what we have coming up. I believe we got Project T that's going to be.
And the Avon Marsh.
Yes, and the Avon Marsh project, both of which the city recommends and approves of. If there's any questions that I could help with, I'm glad to.
Yes. These are all reimbursable, right?
That's correct.
Yes, just a moment, I should have changed.
Make a motion to switch.
I have a question. Madam Chair.
Motion to approve.
Well, let her go ahead. I guess I'll get it now.
Is this for both March and April?
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Child.
Yes. Teresa, with the stock market, it didn't affect any of our finance, did it?
Correct.
Okay.
Is that it? Okay. Any other questions, concerns? Hearing,
That last portion that she, that Teresa mentioned for disbursement this month and another one for next, what was that?
So those will be separate agenda items. I just was pointing out that out of this collection for your summer and winter tax increment capture that was deposited into your account, you will get separate disbursement memos for consideration.
Okay,
We have one on the agenda tonight. We
Okay.
anticipate there's another one next.
okay, okay.
roll call. Any other questions, concerns? Hearing none, roll call.
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Ivy Chandler. Yes. Miguel Clark,
Yes.
Emma Kennard,
Yes.
James Childs,
Yes.
Yes.
those are each. Total of the May payables is 76,100, but the
Okay, motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Need a second. Discussions, concerns, questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Satana Warren,
Yes.
Yes.
Miguel Clark,
Yes.
Emma Kennard,
Yes.
James Childs,
Yes.
Yes. Okay, old business. Teresa? Commis-
So this was approved without our approval?
Teresa?
So, my next question becomes, we are the proud owners of the property, or we are now?
You are now.
Okay, so this is a project that needs some shovels in the ground.
Yes. Purchasing it for a price that was set through an appraisal process
Okay.
in June.
Okay, so, this is just basically a development agreement that we're entering like those in times past. You're not asking for anything up front, no upfront costs.
No, we're not asking for cash.
Okay.
We have loans for the project and a very large grant from
Yeah,
MSDOT
yeah.
to cover the development costs.
Okay.
This would be reimbursement on the back
Right,
end.
right,
There's no
right,
cash
right,
requested.
right. And with that, I'm okay. Yeah.
Any other concerns, questions?
Make a motion to move it forward.
Teresa? Roll call. Don't have a motion?
I didn't hear support.
Okay, is there something that needs to be amended,
The action
added
is
on to?
Excuse me, point of clarification, the action needed is to recommend the amended Brownfield plan to the
Okay.
city commission for approval.
So moved. Just need a. Okay, it's been motion. Need it. Who moved it?
I have a motion by Adam.
And second by Chas. Mhm. Okay, roll call.
Yes.
Thomas Adams.
Yes.
Ivy Chandler. Yes. Miguel Clark.
Yes.
Arnold Kennard.
Yes.
James Childs.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
And I just want so we'd love to have you at that panel at the conference in Chicago.
In August.
So,
Yes,
Okay. In August, when y'all go. When
I
y'all.
think it's August 4th, but I will get you guys the details of it.
For the 8th.
You'll get a pamphlet. You'll get a pamphlet.
With-
You'll get a schedule of everything going on there.
But my question,
Well,
Madam Chair? Madam Chair, thank you. Will you have a booth there?
We won't have a booth.
Oh, okay.
We'll just be speaking on the panel with the
Okay.
city, but we'll be at the conference. We'd love to
Okay.
see you there.
Oh, we'll be there.
Thank you.
okay, thank you. Albemarle. Afternoon. Teresa? We need to vote on anything? Wait just a moment. What we need to vote on?
We need a motion to accept the project application and application fee.
Motion, so moved.
Motion to accept
Okay,
application.
second. Need a second?
And the application fee.
Okay, now, we got a motion and a second. Now, questions, concerns, discussion. Commissioner Adams?
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the past 25, 26 years, my question has always been, is Abbott Marsh hiring any of the Benton Harbor residents? Or going to, plan to, thinking about it?
We would love to. We actually get very few.
Okay, because, I mean, I'm almost about to cry because I've been begging for every 12 years that I was an elected official that Abbott Marsh, being the city's engineer for what, 40-something years, would work with our Benton Harbor area school and get more of our youth involved in engineering and learning how to shoot grades and all that type of stuff. So I'm still hopeful.
Thank you, Commissioner Adams. Commissioner Clark?
Yes. What my last month I asked Teresa, was this already a brownfield plan before? And you say you weren't able to find that information? My second question, you say you hired season worker. Is that during the month of May to September, or?
Commissioner Kennard?
Thank you. I'd like to ask, with this project, exactly how would it impact Benton Harbor? I mean, what is the plan and the layout for this project?
So the main activity is a combination of renovating the first floor for their offices and then building 8 residential units on the second floor. So the primary brownfield eligible activity is related to those housing development costs. So it helps to meet the housing needs of the city.
Did it give exactly where it's located?
Yes, it's 89, 95, and 101 West Main.
Is that the current Albemarle headquarters that you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to have apartments above that?
Yes.
How many?
8.
Okay.
With those,
Yeah?
would those be employees or would that be residents?
No, not necessarily employees. Those would be.
Is that it? Yes. Okay, thank you. Commissioner Adams?
I just want to say it's overdue. It's been happening for a long time, since we went to conferences back in '03. Young people moving back from the country into cities in the downtown areas. I mean, this has just been a larger portion of a picture that they don't want to milk cows anymore. They want to be in the city, and they're coming. And the downtown area of any city it should be the most vibrant place to attract somebody that might want to stay. Because I feel like leaving sometime myself, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay and try to help my community to improve, even if it's just in my decision making. I love Benton Harbor. I love to just, when I'm depressed or trying to get there, to go and park out at Gene Clark Park and just enjoy and breathe what others wish that they could. Because I'm just passing through here. We all are. And we better learn how to get along with one another. I think that it's going to be a thing of beauty, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Thank you.
Okay, Miguel?
How much would the rent be?
Released, I believe it was April 1st, 2025, their new income and rental rate limits. As part of this Brownfield program, that you need to have at least a portion of the units income qualified below 120% AMI. And in my discussions with Ab and Marsh, it sounds like all 8 of these units will qualify as below that.
Good.
100. It sounded like significant.
So they be 1 bedrooms?
I was just curious, because this comes up in a lot of our meetings about hiring Benton Harbor residents. You mentioned you didn't get any applications. Offhand, do you know if most of your roles are skilled, or do you have any like non-skilled? Or is it more so you have to have a college degree, or is there any work ever available? Which is probably why you don't get a lot of applications. Very specialized roles.
Try to help educate people on career opportunities, help them figure out.
That would be wonderful. And I actually will speak to you because I do that for a living, workforce development. So,
Commissioner Warren?
Right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, I want to be brief about this, but I'm trying to find out, in coming to Brownfield, what are you asking from Brownfield?
So there is an ask for a Brownfield plan. We've got 3 different action items currently on the agenda. This step is, are you supportive of the project and wanting to look into resources this board may have available to you? The next 2 action items will be related to what a Brownfield plan may look like and steps we need in place for that.
Well, is it asking for anything in the area of finance? I mean, direct costs or anything?
No direct costs.
Okay, because I want to really understand, would that be a conflict of interest because they are engineering company that has been, I just want to make sure that that's not something that would be a conflict of interest.
I'm not sure what the perceived conflict of interest would be.
That's why I was asking if they were asking for anything in the financial area.
Okay. I'm still not quite sure, but there is no direct financing asked. This is for a Brownfield plan, so that means that they would, as part of their development, they use their own private investment to cover the cost. They would get reimbursed through taxes that they pay and increments that is created through their redevelopment.
Commissioner Kennard? Is that it? Thank you. Commissioner Childs?
Yeah. You mentioned in reference to the area schools, job fairs. Have you did a job fair at the Ben Harbor High School?
I don't know for sure. I'd have to talk to our HR.
Okay, because I was thinking being in the city of Ben Harbor, that would be the first target school that you would do. Yeah. Young people go to college and do some engineering and all of those various jobs that you mentioned, that they would work for Apple Watch.
Mm-hmm.
Your goal.
Yeah. Okay, is that it, Mr. Childs? That's it? Okay, thank you. Did you have your hand up?
This always
Commissioner Adams.
comes up, to reiterate on what Pastor Childs just said. And I push forth that initiative, early 2000s or mid 2000s, to actually put forth a scholarship for our youth. And we need to reawaken that so that we can get some of our own trained, willing to put into their education, because it's not going to happen unless we do that. Because right now, education itself is under fire. And not just, and then he's not discriminating about it either. Well, I don't know. He may be in the back room or something. But.
Thank you. Miguel?
I got a couple of suggestions. I know mission work, the job fair coming up. Also, there are the city website that, have you tried to post a job opening on the city website as well? The reason I say that by y'all being city engineer and what Mr. Canal was trying to say earlier, by them being city engineering, would that be a conflict to go in their Brownfield plan? Correct.
Teresa.
All the activities we're talking about.
And with that,
All
I'll
right.
make a motion.
You already have one.
You have a motion on the floor.
We have it on the floor. Roll call. Roll call. Oh, what, you have another?
I'm done.
Okay. Roll call.
Satana Warren,
Yes.
Mary Alice Adams,
Yes.
Ivy Chandler. Yes. Miguel Clark,
Yes.
Denise Childs,
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
there were so 381 section 14.8A, it says that the governing body may abolish the Brownfield plan if it finds that the purposes for which the plan was established are accomplished.
Okay.
So my recommendation is that based on the fulfilled reimbursement agreement.
Where is she?
Also the fact that you are not currently capturing on these parcels, and there's no, that I recommend, staff recommends that the VRA considers recommending through board action to the Chapter 4 of the Ship Canal project site of the comprehensive Brownfield plan.
Need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Need a second.
Support.
Discussion, concerns, questions?
For sure.
Commissioner Adams?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Okay, I guess what I need to know exactly where they are, these parcels that are in question, because that last portion that you read, I wasn't reading along with you, but it just came back to remembrance. When all of this came up, we were going to open up the ship canal wider, clean it up, and run stores and things, you know, along it, which was
Teresa?
Was the chemical, well, it's now the chemical bank, was that one of them that was within this plan?
I can't speak to that.
Along the canal? Okay. Right. Okay, but we're down at Avonmarsh, because the question was, how do you open, used to run through there, which is why some of the Okay. So, okay. I'm trying to. In my mind, conversation.
Commissioner Chandler?
Okay.
So these are these three parcels, the 89, 95, and 100, are the three parcels that are being referred to here, that you want to remove from the Ship Canal, original Ship Canal plan. And if you don't remove them from that Ship Canal plan, then can you move forward with your plan? This plan can't move forward until this is out of that Ship Canal plan. Am I understanding correctly?
Well, the biggest consideration would be time. So that plan started in 2002.
Yeah.
A few years left on that. You know, it's a maximum of 30 years, including LVRF capture. So there would only be a few years left to capture on that.
We're giving up. How many years?
Okay.
And also what's left on existing reimbursement agreements and what was approved in the Brownfield plan.
Okay, so my question, Madam Chair.
Just a moment. Are you finished, Commissioner Chandler? Let her finish.
I really. Then two. So the Ship Canal project is not going to be complete. Is that correct?
The Brownfield plan is written pretty vague. It's my understanding that at the point in time, it was set up so that we could prepare for development, and it's just literally anything along Act 381. So it doesn't have specific of what was in.
But for those here who recall that. I mean, somebody is here who knows what that plan. If we don't remove these 3 parcels from the original plan, does this project move forward?
We can certainly
I
have
need to know.
developers come here. It's my understanding that we wouldn't have the amount of TIF needed to help support the plan. Could they look into other funding opportunities? Potentially, but the way that we're currently evaluating the plan, it doesn't work without removing it and establishing.
Teresa, excuse me, how many more years do we have to capture on that ship? How many more years is left?
Well, I'd have to.
But we're
do
not
the math.
capturing it.
It
No,
started in 2002.
30 years, I thought he
So like
said.
6 or 7. but
Six,
if-
so we would be giving up that,
But if you have LBRF capture,
Yes.
it would even be less than that.
okay,
So,
be less, yes. So
so
it's,
if I may, I'm,
That is the other point, is we are not captured. I don't know
Okay.
why that is.
well,
I'm wondering if maybe it was just not formally abolished and maybe the
Okay.
decision.
we didn't formally abolish it, it just,
Correct.
we didn't formally abolish,
I don't know why it's not currently captured.
it's not currently
okay,
captured.
who, where is this property and whose ownership is it in now?
It's,
Avonmarsh, and they're not paying the taxes on it? Okay, I'm trying to understand.
Teresa,
My understanding is that it's ARP Global is the property owner. They have been paying taxes.
Okay,
The city has not been collecting the tax increment.
okay.
I do not have formal written documentation
Okay.
that states why that is.
And, you know, I just threw away almost 20 years worth of documents, and I kept asking anybody if they wanted them, because I was tired. Anyway, are we talking anything about the property that the city owns in the back where we're turning into paid parking? Is any of that's behind Avonmarsh, any of the canal area that we're talking about?
I can't speak to whether that's included in this Brownfield plan. What my recommendation is, let's.
Enter into an agreement,
Let's
okay,
leave everything
yeah,
else in place.
yeah,
If another project comes up and we need to evaluate it,
Okay.
that would be the appropriate time.
okay.
Right now, let's deal with where
Yeah.
we're at. We need some.
And I agree.
action. Proposed project here, the benefits.
okay, all right, we have a motion on the floor. Teresa,
What's the motion
Let
again?
me see if we have.
it's been moved. Roll call,
Somebody owes somebody something. Wait a minute, we moving too
Call.
fast here.
roll call.
Santana Warren needed to step out. Mary Alice.
The money matter? Yes.
Abstain. Can I abstain?
Sure,
I don't-
sure, same.
No.
Okay, we have an abstention. Miguel Clark.
What this about again?
Teresa, we just made a motion and approved it to give him these properties. I mean, to have him to do a agreement for these 3 properties. Explain that to them.
So point of
Yeah, I had stepped out for a little bit.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Yeah, but can't we wait till after the application?
Well, it has to go to City Hall first, and then comes back to us. It'll come back to us.
Yes. Emma Kennard.
No, I don't have enough information.
I'll explain it to you.
James Childs.
I'm gonna vote no on that too. I don't know.
Growth.
Satana Warren.
To remove the parcels, yes.
Okay. Emma Hall.
Yes.
Okay, so we have 3, but we currently.
No, call it back. Call your yeses back.
I have a yes from Satana Warren, a yes from Mary Alice Adams, a yes from Emma Hall.
Abstention.
I have an abstention from Ms. Chandler, and no votes from Childs and Kennard. I'm sorry, Miguel, did I not call you?
He
yes?
said yes.
He said
You
no.
said yes. So two? Yes. One being the abstention. I recommend.
And then, okay.
So the next. To the development. For costs that they pay for. You have representatives. Present board, again, this is not a formal brownfield plan.
Right, right.
You need to put in a motion what you want us to discuss.
We don't necessarily
Oh,
need
no.
a.
okay. All right.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have two questions. One to Teresa. I think Mark told me once that, that we could only capture up to 20 million, I think that was. I don't know why that was, but where are we with that? Or has that changed? That we as a city, as an authority, could capture up to a maximum of, I think, 20 million. Has that changed?
I mean, I can't.
You know, now, my next question is, you stated that we have Cornerstone here to verify something with the housing that's going to take place. I don't know.
Did they speak to housing? Oh, he was a representative that is supportive of the project moving forward. We do have Sarah here with MEDC if you have specific
Okay.
questions regarding.
Housing, she can speak to that?
No, we don't have any representatives from NISHDA here.
Okay, but
David
they will
Ryan
be,
speaks to eligible activities.
okay, so they will be seeking those type of funds. I heard you mention something, that is a RAP or ramp grant you mentioned?
That's the MEDC.
Okay, well, then she would be the one that I'd like to hear from, because I'd like her to do the same for the inner part of the community as well, like the neighborhoods. Yeah, if it can be gotten for downtown area, it can work throughout the community, right?
I didn't catch your last name.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself.
I just want to see if, so I don't really have any comments. I mean, I would just expect to see a brownfield plan submitted. Is that too much to ask, or?
That's next month.
That's what I would want.
We approved the project after.
Next.
Okay.
$58,502.27.
Right. Okay.
So move.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Support?
Yeah. Concerns, questions,
Yes,
discussions?
ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair. Okay, so
Been slowly being reimbursed. This is what we currently have available, and after that, they will still be owed an additional $5,500.
right, I guess my question is, he has not having been receiving his reimbursement, or we had not been capturing,
No, that's
or we
not-
had been capturing and not releasing to him.
We have been capturing and we have been releasing. The last installment was in December of 2023, so he has not received.
Okay,
payment
23,
for
well, that's what I,
2024.
okay,
That's why this year is
okay,
different,
okay.
because the summer and
So,
winter are combined.
next,
This represents all of
next cycle, it will be on time.
assuming the city has everything in place.
Yes.
We receive those funds. This board can't release those funds until you receive.
Right. I make a motion to,
Mary Alice Adams?
yes.
Yes.
Emma Kennard? James Childs?
Yes.
Next item.
So you eliminated some? I'm just asking, I used to live there. My first apartment was there.
The previous owners must have,
No, it was, yeah,
the way it's structured currently.
yeah. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was actually 6 apartments. Yeah.
There's a historical article about, an article about the history of the building, and it did state that there was
Really?
6 or 8 units.
Yeah.
And talked about it being.
But I'm sure it'd be even
But the
nicer
four,
now,
yeah, it'd
though.
be, yeah, with the 4. Be nice.
Families have grown, and we have much more stuff, so we need a little large.
Absolutely.
space to accommodate.
Absolutely. Okay. Teresa? Now, those 170 amount came from revolving fund, didn't it?
Correct.
It did not come from the tools that we used for the brownfield that we did with Ms. King, right?
It's the same fund.
It's the
So
same,
We
no.
have two main.
Yeah, that's right.
Support. The first is a brownfield.
That's right.
Which you're typically not incurring any direct cost.
Right.
You could have some built in that.
Right.
But that is a reimbursement through the tax increment created. The second type of funding that you've been using more recently is direct funding through your LBRF account. Those are finite dollars. We did approve action, or at least discuss support for the second of brownfield plans. For example, that Project T, you will eventually, after, I think it was 18 years, 25 years, they're not here. Whenever that goes, so it takes some time before you're getting those dollars put back in, but that creates, so right now, the funding that you have in place for the LBRF are finite dollars.
Is what, say that again, the last part.
The funding that you have in place are finite dollars, so if you choose to give them back and you don't have a brownfield plan,
Mhm.
where you're getting reimbursed and you don't get them.
Yes, well, we'll see if he can get in. Get the
So
motion.
at a
Make a motion. Make a motion to
Need a
accept the
second.
application and the application fee.
Need a second?
Second.
A motion and second, concerns?
Yes, about this property, you said there are 4 units. Are these units affordable housing or market rate or what?
We
what's the plan?
anticipate that at least 2 of them would be affordable housing. The other 2 may be market rate, but we haven't decided, but we're certain that at least 2 will be affordable housing.
And do you have a projected completion date? Have you started even on those
No,
properties?
I've contracted the architect. I've personally started the cleanup. I've cut down trees myself, and others, I hired a company to remove the rest of the trees. But I have spoken to 2 contractors, a roofer, a reputable roofer, Mighty Dog Roofing, who does commercial roofing, flat roofs, and also a contractor that has done a lot of work around the city. Greenspan Construction said that I had him look at the property, and he told me that he could do this in 12 to 16 months once he starts.
I'm concerned that you're not a Benton Harbor resident, you're from Detroit. And
No.
Are you back here now?
He's born and raised here.
No.
Well, you live in Detroit.
I live
Yeah.
in Detroit, man.
And
I've lived there since 2000.
so the concern is, like so many other slumlords, you're not gonna be here.
Go ahead.
Not other slumlords. That's, I know you didn't mean that, but.
I'm not
that's
saying
what
you're
I'm saying.
one.
But
No,
you
no.
said other.
So, right.
So that says that that's what I am, and I was trying to.
It says that others they don't live here.
Oh,
That's
no, right.
to say there are landlords who don't live here and those properties, and those issues with those properties don't get addressed for the tenants.
I agree and I understand what you're saying, but I was born and raised in Benton Harbor. I love Benton Harbor. Benton Harbor helped make me everything that I am. Every part of the success that I've had in my life goes back to, comes back to Benton Harbor, and that's why I want to come back and redo this property. I mean, to give others the kind of feeling I feel when I pull up at home. No matter what my day was like, when I pull up in front of my house, there's a sense of pride and enjoyment when I can walk into my home and see the work that I've done for my family. And I want to give others an opportunity to feel that.
So, most, with this, is it working? Most people that have properties here don't live in Benton Harbor. They live somewhere else. I mean, Harbor Point, the manager, the owner don't live here. None of these properties where the owner lives here. And, but it's all about management. And I'm sure you'll take care of that.
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Adams.
I can't say enough about this because it happens to be in the back of your establishment.
I was waiting on my turn to say something.
It's been abandoned for too long, but I mean, just for history's sake. And for the reason that I sat on this board, that some commissioner nominated me because of, he said, the passion, and you, Madam Chair, to ensure that these dollars that we collected did something within our inner city. We had a young lady here, and see, sometimes when we don't ask questions, when we keep our mouths closed, we don't get fed. See, I'm just a very inquisitive person. And if I just get an inkling that you got some information that I need, I'm going to ask because there may be others in the room. And I may not be everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. I'm my father's. Sugar. But I have watched your mother for the past 20-something years running back and forward from the county to the city of Benton Harbor, begging and pleading for somebody to help her with her property. And I have tried my best to do my best to help this lady and to stand up and listen to her testimony with what she's been through physically. Physically. She shouldn't even be here. But God. And she's still here to see this.
Commissioner Adams. Commissioner Kennard.
Yes, I'd like to say I'm feeling really good about that location. I've walked out and seen it right from the building that I've put a lot of energy in, which is the church across the way close to Reverend Childs. And I looked at it and I saw such potential in the layout of that building. And I said, that would be a beautiful, location. And I mean, it would even support even maybe the other houses around there to even, really pull it together and make it a really nice neighborhood. And that's what we're looking for. Myself as a commissioner, I try to be a voice for the positive things in the city. And to see that house come to be revived, it would be such a pleasure to see that. So I'm glad to see that you're on that. And as you were talking and I saw a picture of the house from Miguel's monitor there, I said, oh, that's the house I'm always looking at. And it would be such a pleasure to see families enjoying that location there. Beautiful bricked apartment house. That would be really beautiful. Maybe they do something even for the street. It's got the original bricking on that street and everything. So I look forward to us working with that. I very much look forward to that. Thank you.
the apartment building is adjacent to our parking lot at our church, and we've relocated to that church, 245 Pipestone Street, in 1977. So I personally saw the building when it was inhabited years ago and saw work being done on it by various people. And I tell you, and I talked to his mother, I said, it may be God's will that no one can get it going. It may be for Progressive. And she told me about her son in Detroit that is going to do something with it. And I don't know, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I saw the brush and the trees cut down, and I felt glad on the inside. And then I had an opportunity to talk to him this past Sunday when he had the contractor, the roofing contractor. So it is getting ready to improve that block because they have two, what do you call them, houses? They built them new houses over there. It's right in between those. And then it was a house next to it that has been purchased, is up for sale. And then there's a house. So it's going to do nothing but improve that whole block. And it may be somebody that moved in that house that may not be churched. They can walk across the parking lot, come to church. So I'm glad to see it happening, and I'm for it all the way. And I definitely would vote for the acceptance of the application that we can move forward to help the Brownfield can help in this project.
Can you promise me one thing? That everybody would have control of their own heat. No, I'm serious. I almost got shot. This woman downstairs had control of the heat. Oh, yeah? In the depth of winter, I had my first child, still trying to go to school and stuff. And I mean, she was freezing me and my baby. And I would beg her, hitting on the, please turn the heat up. Please turn it. And when she came home, there was just a big blow up, and I was headed downstairs, and she.
Oh, is that it?
Well, I'm glad to see growth.
We have a motion on the floor.
Yes.
Okay, roll call.
Yes.
Mary Alice Adams,
Most definitely, yes.
Debbie Chandler. Yes. Miguel Clark,
Yes.
Emma Yard,
Yes, yes, yes.
James Childs,
Yes.
Emma.
Thank you. Welcome.
What the support
Did you say?
want to discuss what the actual support looks like, or would you like to discuss that next month?
You can go ahead and we won't have to take action on it, just discuss it. What it looks like.
Support.
Yes. Yes.
We're
Okay. Question down here.
Yes.
Can we,
Commissioner Warren.
is it possible to review a regular brownfield plan on this? I'm asking that to Therese.
Teresa.
Madam Chair, if I may, oh,
And then to reach, not for today, but for maybe next month, because I feel like we're going to consistently get these requests in, and we have to make sure we have money and we don't run out of money. So can you present something, because I'm really concerned?
I'm reminded of the plus the 75.
She still has the floor.
Yeah, she's in. Plus the 75 that we gave the city also for Ox Creek when they had millions coming. Okay. I would just like to say to all listening ears and the young lady who I asked the questions to, please utilize her if there's any resources. Being a member of the Midwest Decarbonization Coalition, we are asking all developers and everybody else, just because the administration have changed in Washington doesn't mean that climate change isn't real, because it is. And we're asking everybody to do their part in trying to utilize the rebates and everything that are becoming available to go away from gas stove to electric, because there's invisible fumes that gas stoves are letting out that we have not been privy of knowing for a long time, and people are gathering these breathing problems and stuff and don't know where they're coming from. Just like radon or whatever they call it from refrigeration or whatever, we should have those things in our homes. But as far as air conditioning and heating is even concerned, there's some rebates and everything available to all that. And I guess we will be having some sessions within the city of Benton Harbor pertaining to those rebates and the things that are available for new builds and homeowners and renters that are refurbishing properties and stuff. So please take that into consideration as well, because it'll be cost savings all the way around.
Thank you, Commissioner Adams. Concerns, questions? Welcome. Hopefully, you will be in the Brownfield Authority. Welcome, and we're going to see great things from you. Yes, thank you. Commissioner Warren?
I don't have any comments, thank you.
Adams?
I do, because I've been a part of the growth that everybody and all eyes see and ride down the street and enjoy now. And I will continue to do that. And I want to have that same type of discussion, and I'll already pretty much started the process of the properties that I think that this Brownfield, along with the City of Benton Harbor and Project Need Foundation, to enter into some type of agreement to start some form of redevelopment on some of those properties that the city is just sitting on. I have a large investor that's not asking for anything. What is wrong with us? Well, yeah. When that happens, you want it? You want me to call them? Oh, okay. No, I don't want this person flying all the way here for nothing. And he asked, should I be here today? I mean, we're talking about somebody that has just come into a blessing and want to be a blessing to people like us that are looking to be blessed, period. Not asking for anything but to enter into a development agreement and offer affordable homes to somebody else that, yeah.
Miguel?
I just want to thank everybody for coming, and congratulations to the new applicant, and God bless.
Commissioner Kennard?
I'd like to also thank everyone that came today, and I look forward to great things happening. I'm getting to see that the King family, I just saw another king there, and you are a king. We got kings and queens all around. And the little queen sitting there on the end, I remember her from a baby. She's like, yes, well, she crosses into the family, my family too. My cousin is married, and to one of her uncles was, yes. So she was in my wedding one time too. Yeah, she was just a cute little flower girl.
She's still
Yes,
pretty.
she is. Beautiful, beautiful family. And I thank everyone for coming. Commissioner, thank you for being here today. Thank you, Commissioner Henry.
Oh, Lord.
And thank everyone else that came in today. Thank you.
Thank you. Reverend Jackson.
I want to say I'm thankful that Brownfield has moved into this area of housing and that we have citizens that are taking advantage of it, and they're making a difference, a positive difference in our city. So I want to say to them, thank you. And to Teresa, thank you very much for the work that you're doing. When Mark passed the baton, you grabbed it and went on down the track. So thank you. Thank everyone for attending.
You hear me? I just like to say, and on behalf of Commissioner Adams, because we started in 2000, and I know she's elated of all the stuff that's coming to fruition, because that's why we work so hard. We've been on the board for like, 24 years or 25 years now. And it's just now, yes. Yeah. And it's just now coming to do what these funds are to do to help to spur development in the Benton Harbor community. And as the funds become available, as we recoup, we're going to help those who put in an application that qualify for the Brownfield. If they don't qualify for the Brownfield, we'll find other tools that we can work with, and we really appreciate, and especially those people that used to live here that wants to come back and put their mark on the Benton Harbor community. And I know they'll do well because I know that they're part of this community and their heart is here. So I really, really do appreciate them. But most of all, Satana's gone, I appreciate this board. This board is an excellent, excellent board. They want things to happen for the people in the Benton Harbor community, and all of us have the same sentiment because we're not getting paid. I want y'all to know that. So don't say, well, didn't do this. We are doing it for the benefit of our citizens because we love our Benton Harbor community. And we come, we do the best we can do. So, Teresa, I do want you to look up when they go to that meeting. Make sure you find out about that per diem for them, so when they do go, because some people was on another board and they went to another city. They went to California, and they gave them a per diem for the price of per diem in here. And when they got to California, those prices, breakfast was so high, lunch was so high, they had to spend money out of their pocket. And I don't think with these citizens, these board members here working so hard, see this pack? That's a lot of work. Working so hard that they have to come out of their pockets when they go for training like that. So make sure that you look for that for these board members, because I really, really do appreciate the work that they're doing in the Benton Harbor community for them residents. And we all going to reap. And as Mr. Little said, he wants to make it attractive. And his apartments, Michigan State used to have one of those apartments, the first one. Used to rent the first apartment in Main Street. And we also moved down in another apartment. We've been all over this city. So we're glad to see that it is being revitalized to make it better for all that comes in. But always remember one thing. Always remember, all of you that's married and that's looking to get married and looking for a girlfriend or a boyfriend, always remember this. Attraction, attract.
Okay.
So leave it at that. God bless y'all. Bye. So, y'all got something to say?
So, do you guys have the list? I stepped out, but I don't know if Mr. Little mentioned, there's a list of the houses that the city owns. That's
Just a moment, Commissioner Henry had the bank. You remember you put him in a bank, didn't you? They threw the bank in the trash can? Oh, okay. So, well, we have the list of the houses that we grandfathered in that's in Brownfield, don't we?
No, I was just saying.
Teresa?
I don't have a under properties of the city.
Houses is
Of our properties though, don't we?
but they're not at house.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Ms. King?
We've gone through all of our agenda items. We do need a motion.
Yes, okay, just a moment. Let her say something.
So I just want to say, I'm glad that it was brought up here, so when we start to re-engage again in requesting those properties that Mr. Little talked about.
Yes.
That.
You want to jump on them.
To purchase, that you guys have a situational awareness about it.
Yeah, but you might need to want to go to the city.
Yes.
Go to the city with that, and then go to the city, because we don't have the properties per se. Okay, welcome, see you back again, and see you next, David, see you next on.
Next month. Motion to adjourn.
No, did I say it? I'm still talking to David.
Rescind.
Nah, is it David? Okay, see you next in June, okay? Now. Yes, we are. Now, motion.
Motion to adjourn.
I second it.
Thank you, Teresa. And some.